Thank you so much, Shiva, for joining us today as a voice in our series 60 Days, 60 Voices. It's an initiative that GAME started primarily to bring together a collaboration of voices and support for small businesses in a post-COVID world. And the idea is not to just talk about what the challenges are, but in a forward-looking manner to be able to say what can be the light at the end of the tunnel when we emerge, right? We all understand that there are challenges, but now can we together look at what can come after? And I really think what you are doing with Go Co-op falls singularly in both addressing the challenges, but also being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm singularly happy to have you as co-founder, as founder Go Co-op on this conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
My
you so
first
much.
question to you, Shiva, is I do want to touch on the challenges. We can't have a conversation around the impact on businesses today without really touching on challenges. So I'd like you to throw some light on the challenges that you are seeing both as an entrepreneur yourself, but entrepreneurs along your value chain. If you can touch both.
Absolutely. So I think these are completely unprecedented times, right? Where the lockdowns, not only in India, but across the world, have completely stopped supply chains. And in fact, in many ways have broken supply chains and value chains across different sectors. So for GoCoop, I think our suppliers are small producers, community-based producers like cooperatives, small master weavers who are essentially micro entrepreneurs. And we also have other social organizations, NGOs in our supply chain. I mean, with this COVID-19 impact, I think both supply as well as sales has stopped for these small micro enterprises. These are enterprises which actually run on a day-to-day basis, right? I think most of them have very limited working capital, and they sustain themselves through the sales which are happening through exhibitions, through other orders that they get from B2B buyers. So now I think the cash flow for these enterprises is so badly impacted that they're absolutely struggling to survive at this point. On the upstream for GoCop is not only consumers, but also we have B2B buyers, large retailers, brands, designers. And again, as we know, I mean, retail is badly impacted, especially offline retail. And what we are seeing is that this is not an impact for a couple of months, but we are foreseeing that this is going to be an impact for a slightly longer period of time. Could be maybe anything between 6 to 9 months before even markets get back somewhere closer to where they were before, or even longer than that. So the retailers themselves are, I think, bracing for a tough time ahead. Shops are closed. They have huge inventories on hand. So we completely understand what's happening upstream, and we know that it's going to take some time before they start giving more orders for sourcing fabrics or sourcing saris or any other handmade products. For GoCop itself, I think we are in between, and both our upstream is impacted as well as downstream. So these are extremely difficult times for GoCop as well. But I think the good part is that, I mean, as a crisis, I think this has also made us realize that how important online is as a channel for maybe, the future that we can foresee. And the good thing is that GoCop is an online platform. That's our DNA, and that's what we primarily are. We are an online marketplace platform for weavers and artisans. So there is a lot of interest now from artisans, from micro entrepreneurs, from rural organizations in coming online. And it's so, I mean, it's so difficult to imagine, like 2 months ago, people who never thought of coming online now are like completely gearing up to come online and doing business online, because they're seeing the future is going to be predominantly online. So this is the kind of change we are seeing in the overall value chain that GoCop is in right now.
Leads me to my next question, right? One of the things that you've said, that the way that people are addressing a way forward is to move online. That's where the opportunity is. Are you seeing any other innovation? Are you seeing other ways that small micro enterprises or you yourself are innovating to keep up and to be able to cope in a new normal? and also link to what the Prime Minister said, which I saw you comment on also on Facebook about the vocal for local. That has become what shows us hope today. So I'd like you to throw some light on that.
Sure. So I think these are times where I think innovation is extremely important. Almost everyone has to look at their own business, their own product line, their business models, and see how it will be impacted because of the kind of changes that COVID-19 has brought with itself, has brought upon us. So I think there's a lot of interesting innovations happening, and one important thing where at least in our sector, small and micro enterprises have been able to quickly adapt and engage is in the production of the fabric masks. Now this has become a huge thing, and there are I think most of the artist-based organizations which have some capacity for stitching are engaged in producing these fabric masks, and there is huge demand for them right now. And at the same time, there's a lot of fabric, both handloom, khadi, and even normal textile fabric, I think, which is being used in production of these masks. So this is one good thing which has happened, and those organizations which have been able to adapt quickly are able to, also get benefit to a certain extent, or at least able to sustain in this crisis because of their production of fabric masks. GoCop is helping these organizations market these masks. We are supporting both domestic buyers, both institutional buyers, individual buyers, and we also have now some export buyers who are buying these handloom based fabric masks from GoCop. So we are helping these organizations as a marketing partner. Having said that, I think this is not the only thing. We will be seeing a lot of innovation happening in this space related to health and wellness. Now that may sound a bit intriguing. How can handlooms and health and wellness be linked? But actually, handloom fabrics are, especially if you look at khadi, there's no electricity used in production, and many handloom products are done using natural dyes. So they have a very good impact on health and well-being. So there's going to be a lot more focus on health and wellness going forward from a consumer point of view. And that's where I think a lot of innovation is happening on how do you make handloom products the default choice for people who want to care about their health. They want to wear sustainable clothing. So this is where I think a lot of focus is going to be going forward, health and wellness and focusing on sustainability. In terms of other innovations are, as I said, I think business model innovations, product companies may have to reinvent themselves as service companies. So yeah, they could be predominantly offline companies have to go online, and probably the most important change will be that the markets are going to be more local. And this is one of the good things which the Honorable Prime Minister has really brought some light or focus upon, that markets are going to be more local. And I think there's a good reason for being local at this point of time. And it's extremely important to support our local community. Could be artisans, could be weavers, could be farmers, even including the local kirana stores. Can you just imagine that, today we order groceries and, they come from, sometimes it's coming from 80 kilometers or 70 kilometers away from some warehouse by one of the majors, e-commerce majors. And the same product is available with a local, kirana shop. So I think it's actually an enormous amount of waste to actually build such a long, I would say expensive transactions, whereas the same products are available locally for consumers to buy. So there's going to be a lot of focus on local and regional markets, especially for handloom products. And these products have been patronaged by the local communities for centuries, right? And I always used to say this, and there used to be a lot of debate that handloom is premium, handloom is luxury. And I always used to say that, handloom is surviving because of the patronage that it gets from the local community. And I think that's going to get more stronger as we understand. And we strongly believe that this is going to be good for the industry.
Thanks, Shiva. To me, that was very compelling because I feel while we didn't need a pandemic, nobody needs a pandemic, but it did happen. And there are some important lessons that we can learn from here. And I think perhaps one of the most important lessons is really we should go back to the basics. And there's a lot of merit there and a way forward. And GoCoop is leading the way there. So thank you so much for this. I hope to remain connected with you. Take care, stay safe.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Sandhya. Thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, I think thanks for all the good work GAME is doing. Looking forward to being in touch.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.